minus 71 degrees Celsius. That is not a weather warning. That is just Tuesday in Yakutia. This is the coldest inhabited place on Earth. Hidden deep inside Russia. Bigger than India, but home to less than 1 million people. Here, cars never turn off because if they do, they never start again. Graves are dug with dynamite because the ground is frozen solid. Schools stay open until minus 52. Below that, too cold even for Yakutia. The ancient Lena Pillars rise from the frozen earth like stone giants, silent, massive, older than any civilization. The Lena River freezes so thick that trucks drive across it like a highway. And beneath the frozen ground, woolly mammoths still sleep. Perfectly preserved, frozen in time for 40,000 years. Scientists are trying to bring them back. Above the ground, the Yakutian horse survives winters that kill every other animal on Earth. The Arctic fox disappears into the snow, invisible, ghost-like, perfect. 450,000 square kilometers of frozen wild, of impossible life, of secrets buried under ice. Today, we go inside, the coldest place where humans refused to give up. Geography. Find Russia on a map. Now go east. Keep going. Past Moscow. Past the Ural Mountains. Past Siberia's heart. There, in the far northeast corner of the world, is Yakutia. Its official name is the Sakha Republic. And it is enormous. Larger than India. Larger than Argentina. The biggest subnational territory on the entire planet. One place covering 3 time zones. But only 980,000 people live here. That means more frozen land per person than almost anywhere on Earth. The winters last 6 brutal months. Temperatures crash to minus 50, minus 60, minus 71. The ground never fully thaws, even in summer. This frozen ground has a name, permafrost, and it covers almost all of Yakutia, going hundreds of meters deep. Then summer arrives. Short, sudden, burning hot, sometimes reaching plus 38 degrees Celsius. From minus 71 to plus 38. In the same place. Same people. Same year. No other region on Earth swings that wildly between 2 extremes. The landscape matches the madness. Endless frozen tundra. Dense taiga forests so thick sunlight barely touches the ground. Rivers wider than cities, locked solid under ice for months. This is not just cold. This is another world. Unreal places and natural beauty. Most beautiful places on Earth have warm beaches, green valleys, blue skies. Yakutia has none of that. And yet, it will take your breath away. Yakutsk, the capital city, is called Yakutsk. It holds a record no city wants, the coldest major city on Earth. But here is the fascinating part. This entire city is built on permafrost. The ground underneath never melts. So engineers cannot dig normal foundations. The building's heat would melt the frozen ground and the structure would sink. Instead, every building in Yakutsk stands on giant steel pillars, driven deep into the frozen earth. The buildings float above the ground with a gap underneath, so the cold air keeps the permafrost frozen. An entire city engineered to survive the impossible. Oymyakon, 2 days' drive from Yakutsk, through frozen forests and empty roads, sits a tiny village called Oymyakon. 500 people. No running water. 1 school. 1 shop. And the coldest temperature ever recorded in a place where humans actually live, minus 71.2 degrees Celsius. January 1924. A record that has never been broken. At that temperature, metal sticks to skin. Saliva freezes before it hits the ground. Diesel fuel turns to gel. And yet, people woke up that morning, made breakfast, fed their animals, lived their day. Oymyakon does not feel like Earth. It feels like the edge of what humans can survive. Lena Pillars drive to the banks of the Lena River and look up. Enormous rock formations rise from the earth, hundreds of meters tall. Sharp, ancient, magnificent. These are the Lena Pillars, formed over 400 million years ago, carved slowly by ice, water, and time. They stretch for miles along the riverbank, like a silent army of stone giants standing guard over the frozen land. UNESCO declared them World Heritage Site, not because someone built them, but because nature did something here that cannot be explained easily and cannot be found anywhere else. Standing beneath them, you feel very small and very lucky. The frozen Lena River, in winter, the Lena River disappears. Not really, but it transforms completely. The water freezes solid, meters thick. So thick, so unbelievably solid, that trucks drive across it. Fully loaded, heavy cargo, regular routes. This frozen river becomes a highway, called an ice road. No bridges needed, no tunnels, just ice doing the work of engineering. In spring, when it melts, massive blocks of ice crash into each other like slow-motion explosions. The sound echoes for kilometers. Yakutia does not just survive winter. It uses it. Economy. Living in the coldest place on Earth is not cheap. But what is under this frozen ground is worth trillions. The diamond capital of the world, Yakutia sits on one of the richest pieces of land on the planet. 25% of the world's entire diamond supply comes from right here. Every fourth diamond on Earth, in engagement rings, in jewelry stores, in royal collections, likely passed through Yakutia first. The mines here are so massive, so impossibly deep and wide, they are visible from space. Gold, oil, natural gas. Yakutia has all of it. Buried under permafrost, pulled out in -50-degree weather by workers in heated suits. The ground is frozen, but the wealth underneath is very real. The money reality, the average person earns between $800 and $1,000 a month. Higher than most of Russia. But everything here costs more. Food is flown inches. Fuel is expensive. Heating runs all year. A simple bag of groceries costs double what it does in Moscow. The diamonds leave Yakutia. The money, not always. Daily life, stepping outside here, is not a casual decision. You check the temperature first. Then you dress in layers, 3, 4, sometimes 5. Fur hat, thermal boots, face covered, every centimeter of skin protected. Walking to the shop takes preparation most people give to a hiking expedition. Cars run all night, left on in parking lots, outside shops, outside schools. Turning off the engine in deep winter means it may never start again. Pipes freeze. Phones die in minutes outdoors. Plastic snaps like dry wood. But people still go to work. Children still go to school. Life does not pause for the cold. In Yakutia, surviving the day is the job. Everything else comes after. Wildlife and animals. In most places, extreme cold kills life. In Yakutia, it preserves it. The Siberian tiger, deep inside Yakutia's taiga forests, lives one of the most powerful animals on Earth. The Siberian tiger, the largest cat species alive. Males weigh over 300 kilograms. Paws wider than a human face. Built for cold, thick fur. Extra body fat. Massive size to hold heat. Less than 500 remain in the wild. Silent. Invisible. Moving through frozen forests like shadows. You will probably never see one. But it sees you. The Arctic fox, smaller, quieter, But just as extraordinary, the Arctic fox turns completely white in winter. Pure, perfect, invisible against the snow. It survives -70 degrees without shelter. No cave, no burrow, just thick fur and a body built by thousands of years of evolution. It curls its tail around itself like a blanket and sleeps in open snowfields while blizzards rage above. Nature's most elegant survival machine. The Yakutian horse, for thousands of years, one horse breed refused to leave. The Yakutian horse. Short, stocky, covered in the thickest coat of any horse on earth. While other breeds would die within days, this horse grazes outdoors all winter. It digs through meters of snow with its hooves to find frozen grass underneath. No stable needed. No extra feeding. No human help. Just pure cold resistance built into its DNA over centuries. Woolly mammoths frozen in time, and now, the most extraordinary wildlife story on Earth. The woolly mammoth has been extinct for over 4,000 years. But in Yakutia, they keep appearing. Perfectly preserved inside the permafrost. Fur still intact. Skin still intact. Sometimes, blood still liquid inside frozen veins. A baby mammoth named Luba was found so perfectly preserved, scientists could see her last meal still inside her stomach. 40,000-year-old lions, cave bears, ancient horses, bison, all frozen, all intact, all waiting inside Yakutia's permafrost like a natural museum that nobody built. And now, scientists are seriously attempting to clone the woolly mammoth, using DNA extracted from these frozen bodies. The animal disappeared thousands of years ago. Yakutia may bring it back. Culture and weddings. Surviving -71 degrees takes more than warm clothes. It takes culture, community, belief. Clothing, the Yakut people did not wait for modern technology to keep them warm. Thousands of years ago, they figured it out themselves. Reindeer skinches, the most cold-resistant natural material on Earth. Each hair of reindeer fur is hollow, trapping air inside like a million tiny heaters. A traditional Yakut coat, called a son, covers the entire body. Fur inside, leather outside, boots made the same way, gloves, hat, everything reindeer. Scientists have tested modern thermal gear against traditional Yakut clothing. The reindeer skin wins. Every time. Oymyakon festival, when summer finally arrives, Yakutia explodes. Every June, the entire region celebrates Oymyakon, the summer solstice festival, the biggest celebration of the Yakut year. People dress in bright traditional clothing. Ancient circle dances called Oymyakon begin, sometimes lasting the entire night. Thousands of people holding hands, moving together, singing together. The drink of celebration is kumis, fermented mare's milk. Slightly sour, slightly fizzy, poured into wooden cups and shared between everyone. Prayers are offered to the sun. Gratitude for surviving another winter. Hope for the warmth ahead. It is not just a festival. It is an exhale. A collective breath of relief from a people who just survived the impossible again. Shamanism, but when darkness returns, so does something ancient. Shamanism is not history in Yakutia. It is present tense. The shaman, called an Oymyakon, is the bridge between the living world and the spirit world. They heal the sick. They guide the lost. They speak to ancestors. Even today, people visit shamans before major decisions, before weddings, before long journeys into the frozen wild. Christianity came to Yakutia centuries ago. Modern medicine came later. But the Oymyakon never left. Weddings, a Yakut wedding is two worlds colliding beautifully. A church ceremony in the morning. Shamanistic rituals in the evening. Ancient songs mixed with modern music. Reindeer skin garments worn over modern suits. Nobody sees the contradiction. Because in Yakutia, old and new have always lived side by side. The Yakut language, and then there is the language itself. Yakut, also called Saka, is one of the most unique languages in Russia. Rich with sounds that exist nowhere else. Words for types of cold, types of ice, types of silence that no other language has bothered to create. Because no other language needed them. When your world is built around survival in extreme cold, your language grows to describe every detail of it. Food local specialties. In Yakutia, food is not just nutrition. It is survival strategy. Stroganina, the national dish of Yakutia, will surprise you. It is called stroganina. Raw fish, frozen solid, shaved into thin curling slices with a sharp knife. Eaten immediately, still frozen. Still raw. No cooking. No fire. No seasoning except a little salt. The fish used is usually chur or nelma, freshwater fish pulled straight from frozen rivers. The moment it leaves the water, it freezes. And it stays frozen until it reaches your plate. The first bite is shocking. Ice cold on your tongue. Then clean. Fresh flavor, delicate, pure. Locals eat it standing around a table, shaving slices directly and eating them midair. Vast, communal, joyful. This is not poverty food. This is Yakutia's finest. Frozen raw meat. Fish is not the only thing eaten frozen here. Korovod, frozen raw horse or reindeer meat, sliced thin and eaten exactly the same way. In temperatures this extreme, the cold itself becomes the kitchen. It preserves perfectly. It kills bacteria. It locks in flavor. Nature provides the refrigerator. Locals just learn to cook without cooking. Kumis, you already met kumis at the Oymyakon festival. But here it is more than celebration drink. Fermented mare's milk, slightly alcoholic, full of nutrients, warm in the stomach. In deep winter, it gives energy, warmth, and comfort in one wooden cup. Yakut families keep mares specifically for kumis. It has been part of life here for thousands of years. Cold outside, kumis inside, balance restored. No refrigerator needed. Here is Yakutia's best food fact. Nobody needs a refrigerator. Meat, fish, dairy, everything goes outside. The temperature does the rest. Perfectly frozen, perfectly preserved. For weeks, for months. Locals laugh at the idea of paying for a freezer. Why would you when the whole world outside is one? Food is survival, and finally, the most important food rule in Yakutia. You never eat alone if someone nearby is hungry. In extreme cold, a person without food is a person in danger. So sharing is not generosity here. It is instinct. It is the rule that kept communities alive through centuries of brutal winters. Sit at any Yakut table and you will be fed. No questions. No hesitation. That is just how it works here. Bizarre laws facts. Every place has rules. In Yakutia, the cold writes them. Cars never turn off. In Yakutia, switching off your car engine in winter is not laziness. It is a serious mistake. At -50, engine oil thickens like honey. Metal contracts. Batteries die instantly. A car turned off in deep winter may never start again. So cars run all night. Outside shops. Outside schools. Outside homes. Engines humming in empty parking lots at 3 a.m. Fuel is expensive here. But a dead engine in -60 is more expensive. Plastic does not survive here. Drop a plastic bottle at -50. It does not bend. It does not crack. It shatters like glass. Instantly, normal rubber tires split open. Regular plastic tools snap in half. Standard materials simply fail. Everything in Yakutia, tools, pipes, vehicles, construction materials must be specially made for extreme cold. Arctic-grade steel, special rubber compounds, heated cables. The cold does not forgive standard. Schools stay open at -52. Here is the rule that shocks everyone. Schools in Yakutia close only when temperature drops below -52 degrees Celsius. -52. That is the cutoff. Above that, children get dressed, walk outside, and go to class. Backpacks on. Homework done. Normal day. In most countries, a light snowfall cancels school. In Yakutia, -51 is just a regular Tuesday morning. Phones die outdoors. Step outside in deep winter with your smartphone. You have maybe 10 minutes. At -40, batteries collapse. Screens freeze. Touchscreens stop responding. The phone simply shuts down, no warning. No low battery notice. Just black screen. Locals carry phones inside heated inner pockets close to their body. Special insulated cases exist, but even they have limits. In Yakutia, your phone survives indoors. Outside, it is just an expensive frozen brick. Graves need dynamite, and the most shocking rule of all. When someone dies in Yakutia in winter, you cannot simply dig a grave. The ground is frozen meters deep. Shovels are useless. Mechanical diggers struggle. So graves are opened with controlled explosions. Small dynamite charges carefully placed, breaking through the frozen earth. A funeral here requires an excavation team. It sounds extreme, but in Yakutia, even in death, the cold has the final word. Now, the facts that will stay with you. Scientists found woolly mammoth DNA here, perfectly preserved inside permafrost. They are actively trying to clone it. An animal extinct for 4,000 years may walk this earth again. Right here, in Yakutia, in 2023, researchers found 48,000-year-old worms frozen in permafrost. They thawed them. They came back to life. Yakutia's diamond mines are so massive, they are visible from space. 1/4 of all Earth's diamonds come from this frozen ground. The record cold of -71.2 degrees was set here in 1924. 100 years later, nobody has broken it. Every building in Yakutsk stands on steel pillars because normal foundations would melt the permafrost and sink into the earth. And in summer, the sun shines for over 20 hours a day. The same people who survived months of darkness now cannot find darkness to sleep in. Yakutia gives no easy seasons. But now something is changing. The permafrost is melting. Slowly, quietly, buildings are tilting. Roads are cracking. Ancient carbon, locked underground for thousands of years, is releasing into the air. Climate change is doing what -71 degrees never could. It is making Yakutia unstable. And yet, the Yakut people are still here. Still fishing. Still dancing at Oymyakon. Still raising their horses in the open snow. A people the cold never broke, now watching their cold disappear. The world fears winter. These people built a home inside it.